What's up, guys? So this is my final video. It's in relation to Ilia Topurias' bad habit of dropping his hands when he does his exchanges. Excuse, I'm just going to get a sip of water for this one. For some odd reason, I think there's smoke in the area and it's bothering my voice. For some reason, my voice can't handle it anymore. Anywho, so Ilia Topuria, he stands very low, he sinks his weight quite well, and he slides in when he attacks his opponents. And then the thing is, people have pointed out that he doesn't have a high kick defense issue. Like the high kick is not where his defense issues are. His issues is he drops his hands mid-exchange, and that's why Jai Herbert landed the head kick. So I'm here to show you guys why Topuria can do that and why he does that. So us shorter guys, because I'm a shorter guy, I'm 5'6" and a half, but let's say 5'6". I weigh roughly 140 pounds, just for example, or 60 to 65 kilograms anywhere else in the world. For us smaller guys, we usually have wider shoulders when we are athletically built. As you guys can see, I'm quite wide here. In fact, a 6 foot tall friend of mine, 6'2" to be exact, we are about 1 inch difference in shoulder width. And I feel Topuria is even wider. And I mean this body structure wise, I don't mean it muscle wise. So that means we can swivel and generate a lot of power with our hooks. The thing is, when you're throwing from here, your body mechanics will not give you power if you're compact. You have power, but you don't have the same level of power. You don't have devastating power. So an example is, from here, if I stay tight, that's about the power there, or let me step. Let me do this correctly. You see? And that's me just pulling out there. However, see the difference when I step and I open wide. And you guys can see the body mechanics is very similar to Topuria. And then I'll show you guys a mistake that I've been noticing in my own game. But then again, I don't train right now, so please just chill out a bit. But he has the same bad habit, but I notice that I get more power when I do certain things. And this reminds me of Muay Thai, which I'll get back to in a moment. I just want to stop the bag fully. So, hold on. I'm going to do it slowly now. The difference there. I can push through. That's not me even using my hip. It's not me using the whole hip. If I drop my arm, if I open up and then curl my body open, it's because you're opening up and using more muscle. You're using your body weight, and you're using all those muscles, all of these muscles, down to your foot, and then uncorking it like a spring. And us shorter guys that can use our shoulders better unloads it very powerfully. But the problem is, this hand moves from the face in different ways. It drops, it moves, etc. to generate that power. Now, what I just did is how you should practice it. So you land with power, but you have your hand up. You throw like a million punches like this. And keep your hands up on your forehead. But the problem is, you don't generate the same power as that at all. Like at all. Or the other way is, you pull your shoulders forward, your hand drops already, and this is like an anchor. Think about you like a Beyblade at that point, where you uncork If that landed cleaner, but I was focusing on the camera, you can hear instantly a lot more power. And that's without me using my legs there. That was just me focusing on the upper part of the body. Mike Tyson, the king, in my opinion, of these kinds of hooks, uppercuts, etc. He landed these in a better, cleaner way. And he's the example people should use. But the problem is, we are in MMA gloves. Topuria is in MMA gloves. You do not have the cover. And also, in MMA, this guard is limiting. I love this guard. It's very good sparring people that are not that experienced. Because you can just turn, get inside, and then, obviously, I like using the lead stretched arm, to gauge my distance and stuff, fake my distance, etc. The problem is, when you're like this, and better guys spar you, or better guys fight you, they will force you to stay in that shell, which you have no cover. That means you need to either fight out, or you need to keep distance a lot better. You need to find distance a lot better. Otherwise, you're going to get cracked. That's why this doesn't work, or this Mike Tyson doesn't really work. And also, keeping your hand here pulls away some of your power. It's why a lot of guys, Michael Chandler is also an example of this. He fights this weekend as well. Same problem, dropping the hands. I feel only throw with that kind of power if, let me say it like this, when your opponent is really rocked and you're in a position where there's no retaliating shot that's going to come. And then, even then, land one shot out of all of your combos like that. Like Ilia Topurias used to do that a lot better, but I think what happened was this. He noticed that his jabs is devastating. His rear hand, his overhand, his straight right, his uppercuts. He noticed that those are absolutely deadly. So he didn't fear getting hit. Because while that person lands that hook, he's landing that straight right. Or that hook comes, he lands that overhand. And usually his opponent goes out, he just gets hurt a little bit. And that's why Jai Herbert landed that step-up head kick, that switch kick, sorry, it was a switch kick, right on the top of the head, above the glove. It came just past the glove and landed solidly on his head, sending him flying. The thing is, Ilia will not stop this unless he fully gets slept. And I'm saying this because I can think like him. I'm putting myself in his shoes. I know I hit reasonably hard when I throw my hooks. You guys already saw that I can generate decent power. This is a very heavy bag. I'm just going to give you guys an example. This is almost heavier than my own body weight, if you guys are wondering. So, I know I can generate good power. Imagine how much power he generates. And he does perform way better. And he still exposes himself like that. So, what I'm trying to say is, rather, everybody learning MMA or practicing MMA who are not pros, or even if you're a pro at the early stages of your career, please keep your hands up. Even I'm a little bit frustrated that it happens that I'm dropping my hands or doing the whip action without keeping my hands here. However, it's something you iron out. You do repetition, you drill. And then you practice it in sparring. You don't try and kill people in sparring, but you try and use your techniques. If you get caught, get it on tape, look at it, work on it. Or, mental note, next time I'm going to do it better. And then, you don't spar initially, you practice it. Anyway, I'm giving away from some of my secrets. But yeah, that's why Ilia Topurias has a weakness in exchanges. A weakness to head kicks. It's not head kicks. It is 100% any strikes, I'd say more like left hook or certain overhand strikes. Because he unloads fully and uncorks fully his power in the exchanges. One other thing he does that is a problem, and Max Holloway actually exposed it a little bit. He likes putting up punch traffic, so he throws his jab, keeps it here, hops in, and then he likes throwing his rear hand to land hard, then throw the combos, etc. The problem is, this is a very weak guard or punch traffic lane for MMA, because this is such a small area to cover. If this was boxing, that will be a massive glove, just stopping your opponent. And if they put it down, you slip and move out. You slip, move out, and then you can throw the right hand, uppercut, and you can just move from there. The problem is, you can't do that in MMA, especially more so, which Max capitalized on, when you are moving back. When you're moving backwards is another problem, or when you're moving forwards, then you're falling into somebody's strikes. It's one of the ways Max Holloway was trying to counter Ilia Topurias, or stopping him from bulldozing in. The problem is, it wasn't enough, and Max's chin didn't hold out because of the brutal power, and also one of the reads that Alexander Topurias had, and Topurias himself. But anyway, guys, there's the video. This is one of my passions, if you guys are wondering. There's a million details I can talk about, but I'm just sharing it. I don't mind if anybody's watching this or don't watch it. Cool. This is just for me to share. Cheers.